Good morning. Welcome to another day in paradise and to another daily briefing. Um, where to start? Let's start at the what was going through Daniel Levy's mind when he fired Jose Mourinho, because I think that gives us some context, certainly to explaining, if not excusing, the madness of the decision. Um, what we've seen and what we've learnt from the cup final is that all of the huff and the puff and the fairy tales and the fantasy nonsense that goes on in a lot of people's heads about what the club should be doing, how it should be run, how things should happen, who should be in charge, and how that will all then work out. All those people are nuts, certifiable lunatics. So the idea that you get rid of whatever you think of Jose Mourinho and you replace him with a thoroughly decent, blank page of a human being with all of the sort of little baggagey bits about that he's been at the club forever and he loves us and we love him and all that jazz, and tell them to run around a bit, go out and express yourselves, and quite sinister reference that Ryan Mason made in to this business of, win, lose or draw, it's about finding the Tottenham DNA, as if we had just expelled a pimple from the club. We were going to heal and get back, where we ought to be, and none of this makes any sense. What we saw yesterday was a team that didn't look any different to what it had been up to under Mourinho. Now, some of those players might have felt a greater sense of self-esteem and a greater sense of who they were as individuals, but this is all woke huff and puff and nonsense, because it didn't affect how they performed as footballers. And we didn't see anything there that we didn't know. We knew that Harry Winks is too damn vanilla to ever be any good as a professional footballer, and perhaps typifies the sort of player that, certainly when I used to watch England more regularly than I do, used to, and that we had all these comments about him being like the young Ray Wilkins, these lateral passes and the safe balls and the 99.9% passing accuracy statistics and all the rest of it. So Ryan Mason, there's no difference. I've not looked at the quotes. I can write them now. If somebody gave me a pen and paper, I could do I think a pretty accurate version of what he has said. I just switched the TV off after the game, like most people. So we had the Winks thing, all the usual suspects that didn't deliver. I fear for Højbjerg not just without Mourinho, but without a manager who knows what he's doing, and for his own player development. He slid a little over the last few months. He was a routinely magnificent player, and he's no longer that. And I don't just mean because of that duff pass that wasn't a pass to Sonny yesterday. It's difficult to know where we're going to go. So how would the mood in the camp have been had we won yesterday? Well, a part of me perhaps that I don't like, but I'm glad it's there, is glad that we didn't win, because it might have given the wrong impression to ourselves and to others that somehow Enoch were on the right tack, and that if we did do stupid things and we did champion players that weren't good enough, opposed to challenge them and then remove them, then success could be delivered. But we didn't win, and that same voice, that same dark, sinister voice inside my head tells me that Daniel Levy doesn't care that we didn't win, because on paper we made another final. So all those people who, and there are regrettably far too many of them still in circulation. All of those people who will tell you that, Pochettino got us to a Champions League final. That's like your parents taking you from your little village with half a dozen shops, taking you in the middle of nowhere, taking you to Hamleys and not buying you anything. I remember going to Hamleys for the first time, and it was like extraordinary. And I think I got one of those. Do you remember those little? You got a straw and a little tube of sort of like rubber type thing. You blow a balloon. So I think it cost about £2 or something at the time. So, my point is, you came away with something. And going to a cup final and losing, you don't come away with anything. You come away with a sense of deflation. And I'm going to go through the game this morning. I'm going to go through the numbers and see if there's anything in there. I don't think there will be. I don't think I'm going to learn anything. I don't think I'm going to. God knows what the expected goal ratio is like. I've got a feeling that Tottenham's may be under 1, and I would think that City's might be over 4 or 5 or 6. I don't know. ENIC are in a lot of trouble right now. My guess is that they will brave the storm. And because, unlike the European Super League thing whereby there were other people folding, so they kind of had to fold, I think they'll just front this out. But these are very testing times, and we need to keep discussing what's going on, and we need to keep asking questions. And I just don't know where this is going, because we've got a squad full of increasingly ageing, unsuccessful players, and I think Harry and I think Sonny are gone. I don't think they're actually on our books anymore. Right now, I think that's where they are. They're working out, which club that they will go to, or which clubs they will go to. And one man has perpetuated this. Right. Good luck. Keep it on.